We don't fight back. Fool them. That is the real strength. Life will constantly put you in situations where people will test you, push you, and sometimes even try to break you. They will throw words at you like daggers. They will plot against you. They will expect you to lose your control and give them the reaction they crave. But you are not here to entertain their drama. You are here to build yourself, protect your peace, and rise higher than their expectations. The truth is, when you fight back, you give them energy. You let them know they got to you. That's what they wanted all along. They wanted your peace of mind, your calmness, your focus, because the moment you react, you hand it all over to them. But when you refuse to fight back and instead outsmart them, they are left powerless. They don't know what to do when you don't respond the way they expected. They can't understand why you aren't breaking down, why you aren't screaming, why you aren't wasting your time, proving yourself to people who never mattered in the first place. The most dangerous person in the room is the one who doesn't get provoked. The one who can smile in the face of disrespect and still walk away with their head high. That is true mastery. That is true control. You don't need to shout to prove your worth. You don't need to fight to prove your strength. Your silence, your unbothered energy, your ability to keep moving forward while they burn themselves out trying to bring you down. This is what makes you untouchable. When you choose not to fight back, it doesn't mean you're weak. It means you've already won. You've shown them that their words and actions hold no power over you. You've shown them that your focus is elsewhere, on your dreams, your growth, your future. You're not stuck in the mud of petty battles. You're building an empire. And while they waste their energy trying to drag you into the dirt, you're already 10 steps ahead, too far for them to reach. Fooling them means stay unpredictable. Don't give them the reaction they expect. Let them think they know you. Let them assume you'll fall apart, but instead rise higher than ever. Smile when they want you to cry. Stay calm when they want you to explode. Keep moving forward when they want you to stay stuck. Confuse them with your strength. Break their expectations with your growth. And soon they'll realize they never had any power over you to begin with. So don't fight back. That's their game, and you're not here to play small games. You are here to win in silence, to shine without explanation, to walk away without looking back. Remember, your greatest revenge will always be your success, your peace, and the way you never allowed anyone to pull you down to their level. Silence is power. Do you know why? Because the world is full of noise. Everyone is talking, everyone is arguing, everyone is desperate to prove something to somebody. And in that chaos, the person who chooses silence, who chooses calm, stands out. Silence is not weakness. It is not submission. Silence is control. It's the refusal to let others dictate how you should feel, how you should act, how you should respond. When you stay silent, you're telling the world, I am untouchable. You're saying, nothing you do will shake me. Nothing you say will push me out of my peace. Because most people want a reaction. That's why they provoke you. That's why they disrespect you. That's why they push your boundaries. Because they're looking for proof that they matter, that they have an effect on you. They want you to lose your calm so they can feel powerful, even if it's only for a moment. But when you stay silent, when you give them nothing, you strip them of that power. You leave them frustrated. You leave them with their own noise while you walk away carrying your peace. There is so much strength in refusing to play their game. Silence doesn't mean you don't know how to fight. Silence doesn't mean you don't know how to respond. Silence means you've already won, because while they're still stuck in the cycle of negativity, you're already 10 steps ahead. You're saving your energy for something bigger, something meaningful. You're investing in yourself instead of wasting precious time explaining yourself to people who were never meant to understand you. Think about it. When has arguing with someone ever truly changed their mind? When has fighting back ever given you peace? Never. It only drains you. It pulls you down to their level. But silence keeps you elevated. It makes people wonder what you're thinking, what you're planning, where your focus is. Silence creates mystery. And mystery is power, because people can't attack what they don't understand. Silence is also self-respect. You don't argue with people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You don't fight with those who already made up their minds about you. You don't waste your breath trying to prove your worth to people who never saw your value in the first place. Instead, you protect your energy. You let your actions, your results, your growth speak for you. That's what silence does. It shifts the focus away from meaningless noise and puts it on undeniable evidence. Because at the end of the day, words can be twisted, but success cannot be denied. And I know it's not easy. It takes strength to bite your tongue. It takes maturity to not respond when every part of you wants to scream. It takes discipline to stay calm when someone is trying so hard to drag you into the chaos. But that's what separates you from the rest. That's what makes you powerful. Anyone can fight back. Anyone can lose their temper. But not everyone can master the art of silence. Not everyone can control their emotions in the heat of the moment. That's rare. That's powerful. Silence is not just about others though. Silence is also about you. When you're silent, you give yourself space to think, to reflect, to breathe. You don't let the chaos of the outside world enter your inner world. You don't let other people's negativity poison your mind. You hold your ground, you remain still, and in that stillness, you find clarity. You start to realize what actually matters, what is worth your attention, and what isn't. Silence gives you perspective, and perspective gives you wisdom. Understand this, the loudest person in the room is rarely the strongest. The one who shouts the most, argues the most, demands the most attention. They are usually the weakest, because if you were truly strong, you wouldn't need to prove it. True strength doesn't beg to be seen. It doesn't scream for validation. True strength sits in silence and lets its presence speak for itself. That's why silence intimidates people. Because they can't figure you out. They don't know what you're thinking. They don't know what you're planning. And that uncertainty unsettles them. And here's the beautiful part. Silence doesn't mean you accept disrespect. It doesn't mean you let people walk over you. It simply means you don't waste your energy where it doesn't matter. You walk away, you choose your battles. You save your fire for places where it actually creates change, not where it just burns down your peace. Silence is not the absence of power. It's the highest form of it. It's knowing you could react, but you choose not to because your energy is too precious to be spent on nonsense. So when someone tries to provoke you, when someone tries to pull you into their drama, remember this. Your silence is your shield. It's your weapon. It's your greatest strength. Let them talk. Let them assume. Let them create stories in their heads. That's their business. Your business is to stay calm, stay focused, and keep building yourself. Because while they're making noise, you're making progress. While they're wasting breath, you're moving forward. And eventually, your silence will speak louder than any argument ever could. There will come a day when the same people who try to provoke you, who try to break you, will sit in silence themselves because your growth, your success, your peace will leave them with nothing left to say. That's the power of silence. That's the power you hold when you refuse to fight back and instead stand tall in your calmness. Silence isn't weakness. Silence is power. Reactions give away control. That's the truth most people never realize. Every time you react out of anger, every time you lose your calm, you are handing someone the keys to your peace. You're saying, here, take my power, take my focus, take my energy. And the worst part is, they know it. The very reason they provoked you was to get that reaction, to see you lose yourself, to feel for just a moment like they had control over you. The second you give them what they want, you've already lost. Understand this. Control isn't about controlling others. It's about controlling yourself. It's about having such a strong grip on your emotions that nobody, no matter what they say or do, can push you off balance. That's what true strength looks like. It's not about being louder than the person in front of you. It's about being so unshaken, so composed that their noise doesn't even reach you. Most people live like puppets, strings pulled by everyone around them. Someone insults them, they explode. Someone ignores them, they spiral. Someone doubts them, they rush to prove themselves. That's not power, that's slavery, because it means anyone at any moment can decide how you feel, how you act, how you think. But when you learn not to react, when you learn to pause, to breathe, to choose silence or calm instead of chaos, you cut those strings. Nobody controls you anymore. You control yourself. Think of it this way. If someone can make you angry, they own you in that moment. If someone can make you doubt yourself, they've stepped inside your mind and rearranged your thoughts. If someone can make you lose focus on your path just by throwing negativity your way, they've succeeded in stealing your time. That's the cost of reactions. They rob you of your most valuable assets, your peace, your energy, your time. The people who win in life are not the ones who shout the loudest or fight back the hardest. The people who win are the ones who master themselves. Because life will always throw challenges, insults, criticism, disrespect. It never stops. If you can be moved every single time, if you can be broken down by words, you'll live your whole life at the mercy of others. But if you choose to stop reacting, if you choose to rise above, you become untouchable. Nobody can reach you because you've built a fortress inside yourself. Reactions are also predictable. And when you are predictable, you are vulnerable. People know how to push your buttons, how to trigger you, how to throw you off track. But imagine the power of being unpredictable. Imagine when they say something cruel and you smile instead. Imagine when they try to embarrass you and you remain calm, collected, even graceful. They don't know what to do with that. They expected you to collapse and instead you rise. That confusion is power. That restraint is dominance. That's how you fool them without lifting a finger. And don't mistake this for indifference. Not reacting doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care too much about yourself to hand your emotions over to someone else. It means you've decided that your mind is sacred, your peace is sacred, and you're not about to let anyone walk in and vandalize it. You're not denying your feelings, you're mastering them. You're deciding when and how to use your energy, and that choice is the essence of control. The strongest people don't need to clap back. They don't need to argue. They don't need to defend themselves against every little thing. Their life, their actions, their growth speak louder than any comeback ever could. When you stop reacting, you stop explaining yourself, you stop proving yourself, and instead you let time prove everything for you. Because nothing silences doubters like success. Nothing shuts down noise like results. And nothing makes those who tried to control you feel smaller than realizing they never had power over you in the first place. You need to ask yourself, why am I letting this person have access to my emotions? Why am I giving them the ability to change how I feel? Do they deserve it? Are they that important? Most of the time, the answer is no. Yet we hand over our peace to people who wouldn't even care if we fell apart. That's the danger of reactions. They drain us for the sake of people who don't even matter in the bigger picture of our lives. The next time someone tries to provoke you, remember this. Every second you spend reacting to them is a second you could have spent building yourself. Every ounce of energy you waste proving them wrong is energy you could have invested in proving yourself right. Every argument you get pulled into keeps you small, keeps you trapped, while your silence could have set you free. So hold back. Breathe. Pause before you respond. Don't let their chaos become yours. Don't let their words shape your reality. Keep your focus where it belongs, on yourself, on your growth, on your future. Because in the end, reactions are nothing but distractions. And distractions are designed to pull you away from your greatness. When you learn to stop reacting, you become unstoppable. Nobody can play you. Nobody can control you. Nobody can drag you down into their storm. You stay above it all. That is control. That is power. That is freedom. Fooling them means being unpredictable. That is where your power lies. People thrive on patterns. They expect you to act a certain way, to respond a certain way, to fall into the same trap you always do. They expect you to argue when they insult you, to cry when they hurt you, to break when they betray you. They think they know you so well, as if they figured out your entire playbook, and that's exactly why you must learn to break that pattern. Fool them by never being who they expect you to be. You are predictable. You are easy to control. They know exactly what to say to push your buttons. They know exactly how to drag you into their drama. But the moment you stop giving them what they expect, the moment you respond differently, you take back all the power. Imagine how confused someone becomes when their insult doesn't make you angry, but instead makes you smile. Imagine their frustration when they try to embarrass you and you stay calm, unshaken, as if their words are dust in the air. That's how you fool them. By refusing to let them script your reactions. Being unpredictable doesn't mean being fake. It doesn't mean wearing a mask or playing games. It means refusing to let others define you. It means knowing that your peace, your energy, your focus is worth more than anyone's opinion of you. So when they expect you to lash out, you walk away. When they expect you to beg, you stand tall. When they expect you to break, you rise stronger. That contrast, that refusal to play the part they wrote for you, shakes them to their core. And the beauty of being unpredictable is that it gives you control without ever having to fight. You don't need to scream. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to lower yourself. Your silence, your calm, your unexpected strength, it does the work for you. It makes people question themselves. It makes them rethink their approach. It makes them realize they don't have the power over you that they thought they did. You see, most people want drama because drama is easy. They poke you, you react, and suddenly they feel important. But when you don't play into that, when you choose a different response, you rob them of that satisfaction. You make them face themselves, and nothing terrifies people more than being forced to face their own emptiness when they can no longer use you as their target. Being unpredictable also keeps you free. When people can't guess your next move, they can't control you. When they don't know what you're thinking, they can't manipulate you. Your unpredictability protects you. It makes them cautious. They stop underestimating you. They stop assuming they can toy with your emotions because every time they try, you shock them with your strength. Fooling them means never letting them feel like they've got you figured out. If they think you'll argue, show them silence. If they think you'll chase, show them distance. If they think you'll collapse, show them resilience. Make them wonder how you do it. Make them wonder how someone can be so calm, so composed, so untouchable in situations where most people would break. That's how you turn the tables without ever lifting your voice. But here's the truth. You're not doing this for them. You're not fooling them to prove anything to them. You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it because you've decided that you're done living like an open book for people to read and use against you. You're doing it because you understand that the less people know about your thoughts, your emotions, your next steps, the more control you have over your own life. Fooling them is not about being sneaky. It's about protecting your energy, your peace, your journey. The strongest people are the ones nobody can predict. They're like storms. You don't know when they'll rise. You don't know how powerful they'll be. And you don't know which direction they'll take. That's what makes them impossible to control. That's the energy you need to carry. Stop letting people read you so easily. Stop giving them the exact reactions they expect. Start keeping them guessing, because when they can't predict you, they can't hold you back. And yes, it takes discipline. It takes practice. It takes choosing calm over chaos, silence over noise, growth over petty battles. But every time you choose differently, every time you break the pattern, you build a new version of yourself, a version that is stronger, wiser, more in control, a version that is untouchable. Think about it. Why do people admire the ones who never seem to be shaken? Why do they respect the ones who move in silence, who don't broadcast their every thought, who don't give away their every feeling? It's because unpredictability is magnetic. It commands respect without asking for it. It creates an aura of power that people can feel but can't explain. That is what makes you stand out. That is what makes you unforgettable. So remember this. Fool them by never being what they expect. Fool them with your calm, with your silence, with your strengths. Fool them by rising when they thought you'd fall. Fool them by walking away when they thought you'd fight. Fool them by thriving when they thought they had destroyed you. That is how you win. Not by fighting back, not by wasting energy, but by being unpredictable, untouchable, and unstoppable. Success is the ultimate revenge. Nothing speaks louder, nothing cuts deeper, and nothing silences doubters more than you rising higher than anyone ever expected. You don't need to fight them. You don't need to argue with them. You don't even need to explain yourself. All you need to do is succeed. All you need to do is keep growing, keep building, keep becoming everything they said you couldn't be. That is how you win. Not with words, not with reactions, but with results. When someone tries to hurt you, when someone doubts you, their goal is simple. They want to see you fail. They want to see you broken, weak, crawling back for validation. That's the image they hold in their heads. That's the story they tell themselves about you. But imagine the shock, the frustration, the bitterness they feel when instead of crumbling, you rise. Instead of giving up, you transform. Instead of shrinking, you expand beyond what they ever thought was possible. That's why success is revenge. It proves them wrong without you even having to say a single word. Success is not about showing off. It's not about rubbing your wins in anyone's face. It's about proving to yourself that their words had no power, that their actions didn't stop you, that their attempts to break you only built you stronger. Every time you succeed, Every time you level up, you are silently telling them you never had control over me. You never had the power to stop me. And that silence, that calm is louder than any comeback could ever be. There is no greater feeling than turning pain into fuel. Every insult, every doubt, every betrayal, it becomes energy. It becomes the fire that pushes you forward. Instead of wasting energy fighting back, you use it to build something they can't touch. You use it to transform your life so beautifully that they are left stunned. They tried to bury you, but you grew roots. They tried to silence you, but you found your voice through your achievements. They tried to break you, but your success became the proof that you were unbreakable. The truth is, people remember actions more than words. They won't remember the argument you had years ago. They won't remember the clever things you said to defend yourself, but they will remember your success. They will remember the way you didn't fight them, didn't beg them, didn't react. You just kept moving forward until your growth became undeniable. That image of your success will haunt them far longer than any fight ever could. And here's the secret. You don't even need to think about them while you're succeeding. Your success is not about revenge against them. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. The revenge part is just the side effect. You're not living for them. You're living for you. But the beauty of this universe is that when you live fully for yourself, when you stop reacting and start building, the people who doubted you naturally fall silent. They're forced to watch, forced to face the reality that they were wrong about you all along. You have to stop wasting your time proving yourself in small ways. Stop arguing, stop defending, stop trying to change people's minds with words. Focus on building a life so powerful, so beautiful, so undeniable that nobody can question you. Let your results do the talking, because results are facts, and facts don't need explanation. When you succeed, there is nothing left to argue about. You have already won. Success also keeps you elevated. While they're still stuck talking about you, you're too busy creating, growing, becoming, while they waste their time doubting you, you're using that time to build a reality that is far beyond their reach. That distance between you and them grows with every win, with every achievement, until eventually you are in a completely different world. A world they can't touch, a world they can't even imagine. That's the sweetest revenge. Not just proving them wrong, but becoming so far ahead that their opinions no longer matter at all. And understand, success doesn't always mean money, fame, or status. Success is peace. Success is growth. Success is waking up every morning proud of who you are becoming. Success is knowing you didn't let the bitterness of others poison your spirit. Success is thriving in silence, finding joy in your journey, building yourself piece by piece into someone powerful. That's the kind of success that leaves people stunned because it cannot be taken away, it cannot be denied, and it cannot be faked. The best part is success lasts longer than arguments. An argument fades, a comeback is forgotten. But success lives forever. People will always remember how you rose, how you transformed, how you built yourself despite everything. They will always remember the way you never fought them, but still beat them in the only way that truly matters, by winning in life. So stop trying to fight back. Stop wasting your time proving yourself to small minds. Use your energy wisely. Invest it into your growth, your goals, your dreams. Let them think they've won. Let them think they've hurt you. Let them laugh, and then quietly, patiently build yourself until one day they look up and realize the joke was on them, because while they were busy underestimating you, you were busy becoming unstoppable. Remember this, success is the ultimate revenge, because it doesn't just silence the noise, it elevates you above it. It removes you from the battlefield entirely. It places you in a reality where their words, their doubts, their attempts to break you no longer exist. And the only thing they're left with is the bitter taste of their own underestimation. That is how you win. That is how you fool them. Not by reacting, not by fighting, but by becoming everything they thought you never could. Protect your peace and energy, because that is your real wealth. It doesn't matter how much you achieve, how much you own, or how far you go. If you don't have peace inside, if your energy is constantly drained by the wrong people and the wrong battles, then you will never truly feel fulfilled. Your peace is sacred. Your energy is sacred. And yet most people give it away so easily. They argue with anyone who provokes them. They explain themselves to anyone who questions them. They allow their emotions to be controlled by people who don't even deserve a place in their lives. That is why protecting your peace has to be your highest priority. When you guard your energy, you are making a statement. I value myself. I value my mental health. I value my focus, and I refuse to allow anyone to take that away from me. The truth is, the world is full of people who will try to pull you down, whether intentionally or not. Some do it out of jealousy, others out of insecurity, and some simply because they cannot stand to see someone else rising while they remain stagnant. If you allow every single one of these people to invade your mind, to dictate your emotions, you will never be able to rise above them. You'll always be stuck reacting, defending, explaining. But when you protect your energy, when you choose silence, when you walk away, you free yourself from that cycle. Protecting your peace means knowing when to engage and when to withdraw. Not every battle deserves your presence. Not every insult deserves your response. Not every provocation deserves your attention. Sometimes the most powerful move you can make is to simply walk away, to stay silent, to refuse to give them the satisfaction of a reaction. Because every time you react, you give away a piece of your energy. And your energy is not something you can afford to waste on people who contribute nothing to your growth. Think about how many times you've lost hours, even days, replaying an argument in your head, thinking of what you should have said, what you could have done differently. That's energy wasted. That's peace stolen. And for what? For people who won't even remember the argument a week later. Protecting your peace means refusing to let small minds live rent-free in your head. It means deciding that your mental space is too valuable for negativity, too sacred for drama, too important for meaningless noise. When you guard your energy, you also elevate yourself. Because most people are constantly drained. They're tired, bitter, exhausted, not because of their lives, but because of how much energy they give away to pointless situations. But when you protect your peace, you conserve that energy. You invest it into yourself. You put it into your goals, your growth, your healing, and suddenly while others are stuck in the same cycle of drama and negativity, you are moving forward, building a life that is unshakable. That's the power of protecting your energy. It doesn't just keep you safe, it pushes you higher. Protecting your peace also means being careful with who you allow around you, because energy is contagious. If you surround yourself with negativity, with gossip, with jealousy, it will seep into your soul. It will poison your thoughts, cloud your judgment, and drain your strength. But if you surround yourself with calmness, with positivity, with ambition, you'll feel lighter, clearer, stronger. You have to be ruthless about who gets access to you. Not everyone deserves your time. Not everyone deserves your presence. And certainly not everyone deserves your energy. And understand this, being unbothered is not ignorance, it's wisdom. It's knowing that not everything is worth your attention. It's knowing that peace is priceless. It's choosing yourself over chaos, calmness over noise, growth over battles. Protecting your energy doesn't mean you avoid problems. It means you approach them with clarity, with calm, without letting them consume you. It means you stay centered no matter what storm is around you. The people who seem unshakable, the ones who seem untouchable, it's not that their lives are easier. It's that they've learned how to guard their peace. They've learned not to react to every opinion, not to fight every battle, not to give every distraction their time. They've mastered the art of choosing where their energy goes. And that's what makes them powerful. Because when your energy is focused, when it's not being drained by nonsense, you can achieve anything. You can build, you can grow, you can rise higher than you ever imagined. Protecting your peace is also an act of self-love. It's saying, I matter. My health matters. My growth matters. My dreams matter. And because they matter, I will not allow anything or anyone to disturb them. It's not selfish. It's necessary, because when you lose your peace, you lose yourself. You become a shell, constantly reacting, constantly drained. But when you protect it, you flourish, you glow, you radiate strength that people can feel without you even speaking. So ask yourself, where is my energy going? Who am I giving it to? Are they worthy of it? Is this situation deserving of my focus? If the answer is no, walk away. Protect your peace like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Your future, your growth, your happiness all depend on how well you guard your inner world. Don't let the outside world destroy it. Don't let people who don't matter steal what is most valuable. Your peace is power. Your energy is power. And the moment you realize that, the moment you start protecting it fiercely, you become unstoppable, because nothing can shake someone who refuses to give away their calm. Nothing can break someone who knows how to protect their energy. That's when you become untouchable, unshakable, and truly free.